resistance is futile.
Boldly going where no show has gone before. This is The Week in Geek with David D. Squared and Brian Held. Heard live on News Talk 99.5 WRNO and the iHeartRadio app. Here are your hosts, Brian Held and D. Squared.
Greetings, people of Earth. This is The Week in Geek, your source for geek and pop culture news that's trending now. I'm your host, D Squared, along with
Brian Held.
How are you, buckaroo?
Man, I'm great. We had such a fantastic time yesterday at St. Tammany Collectors Con.
We did. It was look, man. I got some steals of a deal, man. They had a $2 bin. It was like 3 action figures already. It's still in the bubble wrap, old Justice League. So, needless to say, D, my 6-year-old, was stoked.
Oh yeah, no, I saw he had his Transformer. He was so excited about it.
I think I spent like $25 and I got like 20 toys. It was awesome.
No, it's great, and that's what St. Tammany Collectors Con is all about, and I got to hang out with Claudia Gray, John Armijo, and John Mangus. That was super cool, and so our thanks to the staff and volunteers. It's always a great event, and we look forward to it in another 6 months.
Absolutely. All right, well, let's lay out the show real quick. As always, we'll open up with Top Nerd News, and we're shaking things up. After the Top Nerd News, we have a very special guest in studio, Brian.
Absolutely. We have Mr. Chris Paul from Galactic Tattoo, and he's going to tell us why his shop is so geeky, and I'm really excited about it.
Score. Then after that, we'll have Skungy with his pick of the week, and then we'll wrap the show up like we always do with This Week in Geek History. But first... And now, your top nerd news stories from around the world, brought to you by NOLA Gaming Fest, June 14th through the 16th. For more information, go to iglfoundation.com. And now, your top nerd news stories. All right, Brian, what's topping us off tonight?
The only thing that can top us off tonight is Avengers Endgame. All right, so this is what happened. I'm going to tell you everything.
All right, break it down. No spoiler. No. Spoilers! I know. Look.
No, I would never spoil a movie.
We're going to open up with the guy in South Korea who got his ass beat down and left as a bloody pulp on the sidewalk for coming out and loudly shouting all the spoilers to the people in line. Dude, that is some fast-acting karma, and I love it.
I'm not one for violence on individuals, but I think that guy deserved at least a bit of that.
Just a bit.
No, so, of course, you and I both saw Avengers Endgame. Phenomenal movie. It's incredible. There's so many great parts. I want to talk about it so bad, and I know we can't.
Well, all right, here's what you need to know. In 11 years, they took every movie, and they put it... Every storyline, they put a little bow on it. They wrapped it all up. So at the end of the movie, you got closure on everything. You got little nods and Easter eggs and little, like callbacks from like even the first Avengers movie and like Captain America and Thor and everything.
Oh, yeah.
They had it all in there. And it had so many moments where it's just like, oh my God, the goosebump moments. I might have got a little misty-eyed at one point too. But, I liken it a lot to last week's Game of Thrones episode where, just after an entire 8 seasons of Game of Thrones now, that last episode where it was just kind of like you felt everything come together, and that's kind of like what this movie was. It brought everything together and it left you wanting nothing afterwards, I mean, you felt completed afterwards, I mean, I think the handoffs were a bit clunky.
Well, yeah,
we can talk about that later.
We can, and that's fine. But let's talk about this. Honestly, this is really no surprise, but it looks like there's an estimated $350 million domestic take on this movie. It's like the first movie to break $300 million in an opening weekend.
It's already projected, what, $1.2 billion?
$1.2 billion worldwide is the estimates for opening weekend of this movie. It is just phenomenal. And of course, the whole run, all 22 movies of the MCU has gone over $19 billion so far. And look, man, the stats on this thing are great. It's got a 96% score on Rotten Tomatoes. And honestly, it gave a jolt to the North American box office, which was down 16.7%. And as of Sunday, it's up to 13.3% down. So, yeah, I mean, that's huge, a 3% jump. And one of the things that's interesting is how many records this movie is breaking. I mean, like, preview night shattering records, most on Friday, most on Saturday, the most on, all this kind of stuff. It's just phenomenal. And if you look at the top 10 movies for the weekend, Disney gets number 2 as well with Captain Marvel. It's still in theaters.
And I still haven't seen it. And so the funny part is I saw a lot of people asking, hey, do you have to see all the movies? Do you have to see Captain Marvel? And I mean, maybe I might have missed something by not seeing Captain Marvel, but I don't really think I did because,
honestly,
if I did, it wasn't some sort of a giant plot line that I was missing, so
honestly, I think that if you just go watch Infinity War and then see this, you're good, right?
Yeah, probably so. I mean, if you've seen the first Iron Man, the first Captain America, the first Thor, really, you're almost kind of good because at least it lays all the groundwork. And there's something that I really want to talk about next week. But there is, some questions about the end of the movie, and I want to address those at some point.
Okay.
We can't do it live on the air.
No, that's fine. But I do think it's cool that Brie Larson is in, 2 top 10 movies simultaneously right now.
Right.
Now, what was interesting that I found out is that Avengers Endgame is not the end of Marvel's Phase 3. Did you know this?
I did not know this.
Yeah, Kevin Feige was quoted that, what was it? Far From Home, Spider-Man Far From Home is actually going to be the end of Phase 3.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And
interesting.
I guess that's going to help to put a little bit of bow on things, too. You can see some of the aftermath, right? Some of the cleanup and different things.
Well, I mean, what about Black Panther, too? I guess because that one's still in production. Or shoot, have they even started filming that one?
Well, okay, so apparently, I think it was Bob Iger, CEO of Disney, said that there is like this 5-year plan.
Right.
But they haven't released anything. Nobody knows what the slate looks like.
Right, and then you've got Disney Plus that said that a Loki and a Winter Soldier ones are already greenlit and ready to go.
Yeah, Loki, Winter Soldier, and Falcon.
Falcon, that's it.
And then also Scarlet Witch in Vision. They're talking about that one too. Yeah. And I think there's a 4th one. So Disney Plus is going to come out strong with tons of new content. The Mandalorian, all this kind of stuff.
We talked about it last week. I love that they're going to release it, once a week, because I didn't like the whole data dump thing, man, because then, if one asshat goes ahead and watches all 10 episodes, looking at you, Brian, then I can't talk to you about it because it's like, oh, well, I was able to watch 2 episodes because I got kids and all this other crap that just soak up my time.
Right.
But I like this where, it incrementally, and so like you can have water cooler talk, and I think that is one of the things that Netflix is missing out on is the water cooler talk.
Speaking of data dumps, let's go ahead and jump to the next deal. So of course, right now I'm getting my arm twisted a bit to try to catch up on Game of Thrones. But while I was working on show notes tonight, I opened up another browser window and started catching up on What We Do in the Shadows TV series from FX.
Right, yeah.
Because that dropped about 3 weeks ago, and oh my goodness, dude, it's just as good as the movie. Like, if you love the humor in the movie, you're really gonna love this.
I watched the first 2 episodes, and it's and the funny part was they played the movie before the premiere, and I got really confused because I thought I had missed the premiere, and I'm going, why does this look really familiar? But no, it's funny. I'm enjoying the hell out of that show. I'm a couple of episodes behind now, but yeah, and it's a good one.
One of the big things is Colin Robinson. That's one of the characters. Is the energy vampire. And
he is so bad, and I love it.
And it's like everybody knows somebody like that. It's so, especially in that bland office environment that they set him in. But what I thought was cool, too, is the character Laszlo, who's one of the more traditional vampires, is played by Matt Berry, and he was the son of the CEO in the IT Crowd, that old show. And he is good, man. I really like that guy. And, of course, the whole vampires versus werewolves is all hot to trot on there.
You found me beautiful one.
Honey, you got real ugly.
You know who that is, right? Bruce Campbell.
Of course.
He's going to be in another show, Brian. I'm so excited for this.
Yeah, the Travel Channel is going to reboot a Ripley's Believe It or Not series in June, of course, hosted by Bruce Campbell. And, this looks pretty good. I remember the older one that they had, Dean Cain. actually hosted that back in the late 90s, early 2000s.
But it was so 90s and cheesy though.
Well,
it had that like Full House feel. It was weird.
Yeah, but I mean, I like the curiosities that are presented by Ripley's Believe It or
But they
Not.
were lame curiosities, though. It was kind of like, the sedate... That's what made Ripley's Believe It or Not Museum so risque, where it's just like, here's from the darkest continents of Africa, deep in the Congo, and they have all these just ridiculous things.
Okay.
But the 90s show was just kind of like, is there a ghost? Believe it or not. It's like, come on, Jesus. You couldn't find better writers? It's like, come on, man. That's what made Ripley great.
We're going to open the glove compartment of Al Capone's car.
Road maps.
Oh, that's a UHF reference for all you young kids out there. So, I was kind of excited to see the second, not the premiere episode, but the second episode of this new Ripley series called Invisible Worlds is going to focus on things that happen in our everyday lives that we're not seeing, right?
Oh, okay.
Like it says that we rely on our vision for 80% of the information we take in, and yet that 20% that we lose is hidden from sight, and they're going to go over this. But what's cool is they have a family of stuntmen from Louisiana.
Oh, really?
Who are going to create an illusion using explosives that require split-second timing to avert death. There's
a show called Mind Games. I think it's on Discovery or something, and it does a whole lot of those optical illusion kinds of things where it's like, they have the smaller room and the big stuff's in the front, but it looks like they're shrinking as they walk back.
Right.
I don't know if that's what they're doing. That was really intriguing because your mind tells you what you think you're seeing, even when you're not.
Right.
This one, all right. I didn't see this in the show notes till just now. So
Which
the
one?
Tolkien estate is disavowing this new Tolkien movie.
Yeah, so
Tolkien,
right? So,
like I'm
what's
gonna say his name the way I freaking want to say it.
No, that's
Tell
fine.
me, America.
So there's a new biopic that's coming out for J.R.R. Tolkien, and I'm trying to find the name of it.
It's just Tolkien.
Is it?
Yeah, the new one that's coming out with the kid from Beast Boy or the guy who played Beast and Warm Bodies and all that stuff.
Yeah, Nicholas Hoult is playing. Yeah, and Lily Collins is playing the wife.
Yeah,
and basically the Tolkien estate is issued a strongly worded statement. All right, they wish to make clear that they do not approve of, authorize, or participate in the making of this film. They do not endorse it or its content in any way. And basically, when you look through the article and the discussion, the biopic, they're saying that the filmmaker can be a little bit loose with the facts, right? In order to.
Hi, I'm Hollywood. Have we met?
Right, and so they are concerned about if they put any sort of public endorsement out there, then people will think that it's true, And Christopher Tolkien, who's the son of J.R.R. Tolkien, is fiercely defensive of his father's property. And what's kind of crazy, there's a quote in here. That he has made clear his antipathy to further films, telling Le Monde in 2012 that Tolkien has become a monster, devoured by his own popularity and absorbed by the absurdity of our time. And it's like, wow, that's pretty rough.
That's strongly worded.
Well, and then, of course, Peter Jackson's talking about there's really not going to be any more films, and yet the Tolkien estate has greenlit the series from Amazon.
Right.
Because I think that's... because it was $1 billion investment, right?
Yeah,
so,
right. Well, here's what I think.
You know nothing, Jon Snow.
That's what I think. He don't know nothing. All right. Do we? Speaking of not knowing nothing, I can't. You're gonna kill me, but I got to play it.
I love that color. That's such a happy, beautiful, rich
It almost
experience.
kind of looks like what the Earth looks like when you're a bazillion miles away from the planet Moon.
Yes, I just squinted at it.
From
and you're
the
right.
moon, looking back at the Earth.
From the planet Moon.
Isn't the moon a star?
No, the moon is a planet, darling.
The sun is a star. Is the moon really a planet?
The moon is a planet.
Don't look at me like that.
It's
the sun is a star.
Planet.
Is the sun not a star?
I don't know what the sun is.
The sun is
we
a
don't
star,
know what
isn't
the
it?
sun is.
The sun is a
Stop
star.
this. I hate you.
The moon is not a planet.
moon
I
is
knew
a
it.
planet.
I knew it. You were trying to take me down that road.
Wait,
the moon is not a planet.
Me, Chunky, if you're listening to
this
me, you have
Rosebud.
to Google the moon.
Someone,
okay?
I can guarantee you someone's Googling right now.
The moon
I
is
knew
such
it was
a
not
planet.
a
I can't even stand it.
The moon is not a planet.
What else is it if it's not a planet?
It is not. I believe it's a star or something.
It's
it is not a
moon. It's a moon.
Didn't you do that thing in grade school where you had to name the planets and there was
Almost.
Uranus and there was Saturn and the one with the rings and and then the Earth and the moon is never in there, dude. It's not a planet.
She got mad, called him dude.
All right, here, look, this is key lime.
I don't know.
I
don't know
feel
what
like
it is
sometimes,
besides. What is
though,
it,
I am
baseball or
educated.
something?
I exposed
What is
during
it,
the
cheese?
show.
Come on, it's a
That
planet.
this blonde
Can
of mine
this is painful. Can we please
could
stop?
be real.
Okay.
But wait,
the moon is what?
Wait for the satellite. Here it is.
A natural
moon is a
satellite.
natural
but
satellite.
things live on it.
What's
that
that
means it's a
mean?
planet.
This is the worst.
I don't
Is that
know.
what Google said?
I don't know what
No,
it
I don't
says.
like that at all. I don't even
Me
know what that
either.
means.
I don't like that at all.
I don't know what a natural satellite means.
Things live on that.
That-
Is it made of cheese?
All right, so just for context, and that painful audio that we just heard is those were two QVC hosts arguing on the channel as they're showing off blouses that your grandma wants to buy, whether the moon is a planet or a star.
Yes.
And it just hurts me so bad and makes me question our public education system and everything. I would never want to hear that audio again, David.
You know what? I'm going to have to make it a promo now.
Oh, jeez. Terrible. All right. When we get back, our in-studio guest, Mr. Chris Paul from Galactic Tattoo. Guys, stay tuned. You're listening to The Week in Geek on News Talk 99.5 WRNO.
You've waited for it, and now it's here. Get your very own Week in Geek Radio Show t-shirt and help support our show. These 100% cotton black t-shirts with the Week in Geek Radio Show logo are going fast. So don't wait. Go to twigradio.com and order your shirt now. Just go to twigradio.com and get your very own Week in Geek Radio Show t-shirt. $15 up to XL, $17 for 2X and 3X. That's twigradio.com.
Friends, is your morning tea just not your cup of tea? Then try the tea blends of Viridian Tea Company. At Viridian Tea Company, they sell blends guaranteed to make you think outside the box. With such blends as Tea of the Necropolis, Quantum Mechanics, Spider Witch, and many more, your tea experience will be out of this world. Look for the blends at Tubby & Coo's Mid-City Bookshop, located at 631 North Carrollton, or on Etsy at Viridian Tea Company. Try Viridian Tea Company today. Your taste buds will thank you.
Black Tie Tans, the premier mobile spray tanning professionals of New Orleans. Black Tie Tans will come to you and give you a natural glistening glow on the go. First-time customers get 20% off their first tan. Find them on Facebook at Black Tie Tans or email them at blacktitans@gmail.com to set your appointment. Going to a wedding? Going out to the club? Black Tie Tans will give you the look you need. Black Tie Tans. Tell your pale friends.
Mata Hari, Agent H-21, is a spy fiction short story anthology about the famous dancer, seductress, and spy from World War I. Mata Hari, Agent H-21, published by Pro Se Productions, has 7 rip-roaring adventure tales about the world-famous super spy that features her battling her enemies by using any weapons at her disposal. Mata Hari, Agent H-21 is available for purchase in ebook and paperback formats on Amazon.com.
Do you have a message or logo that you need the world to see? Then rely on the folks at Gretna Signworks to use their expertise to deliver your design. With over 15 years in business, Gretna Signworks can do commercial and yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, magnetic signs, vehicle graphics and lettering, and so much more. Gretna Signworks also has an exceptional network of suppliers, so no job is out of scope. Find Gretna Signworks on Facebook or visit them at 2125 Bell Chase Highway today.
NOLA Gaming Fest, June 14th through the 16th at NOLA Motorsports at Avondale. We'll have all-day tournaments with your favorite games like Apex Legends, Super Smash Bros., Street Fighter, and more. Tabletop will be included too, featuring events from Magic the Gathering, HeroClix, and a host of demos to jump into. Casual, retro, VR gaming available all weekend with plenty of artists and vendor booths. Don't miss NOLA Gaming Fest, June 14th through the 16th at NOLA Motorsports. Check out iglfoundation.com for more info.
My name is Optimus Prime, and you are listening to The Week in Geek. Autobots, transform! and roll out.
Welcome back. This is The Week in Geek, your source for geek and pop culture news that's trending now. I'm D Squared along with
Brian Held.
Brian, we have a very special guest in the studio.
We absolutely do. So joining us tonight is Mr. Chris Paul, proprietor from Galactic Tattoo out in Metairie. How are you?
I'm good, man. How y'all doing today?
We're awesome, dude.
Yeah. So you have this geeky tattoo parlor, and of course, we talked about it a little before the show, and I kind of like this story. Basically, he said that he was collecting too much nerd stuff, and his wife was like, you have to get that out of the house. So he opened up a tattoo parlor to store it all. Is that right?
Pretty much.
Yeah, okay. So, I mean, like...
That makes good sense to me.
Yeah. You know, I mean, because now you can display it for the public, right? So,
Right.
I mean, tell me about the collection that you have in the shop.
I mean, I collect a lot of things. I have a collection of collections to say, range from Dragon Ball Z all the way to X-Men, Star Wars, Batman stuff.
Nice.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
nerd inspired.
How did you just decided to start collecting? You had extra cash lying around, or
Yeah, well, I mean,
you didn't get destroyed. I got destroyed by Katrina. That's what happened to my collection. That's why I don't have a store to put all my stuff because it's all dead.
yeah, it's an addiction. I just buy too much stuff, pretty much.
So, you are a tattoo artist
Yep.
of some 10 years, right?
Yes, sir.
So, like, how'd you get into that?
I started tattooing around 2010, and just I knew someone who had been tattooing for a while, and they needed an apprentice, so I did an apprenticeship, worked for free pretty much for a year, showed me the ropes, and just kind of cut me loose.
Okay. So, and I'm guessing because you're a geek and you're into all these things, it's a natural extension to want to tattoo geek-related items, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I grew up drawing, Jack Kirby stuff, Akira Toriyama, Kevin Eastman, just trying to mimic those styles.
Nice.
And when I grew up, it was just like, I need to get into something where I can, like, continue to exercise this. So just kind of fell into tattooing. And I'm still inspired by all that stuff today,
No, now, I mean, sometimes when we think about tattoos, right, we think about, like flaming skulls and, roses and different things. I mean, how much of your clientele is geek-related versus just like more traditional style tattoos?
It's about 50-50, I think. We get run-of-the-mill, like, regular people in there who just want, random little tattoos. We get people who want very large, culturally inspired tattoos, a lot of, like, large Japanese type stuff.
Oh, wow.
And then we get a lot of people who come in and, like, they heard about us from another source and just want to get a nerd-inspired tattoo.
Do you spell check any of the Chinese characters before you draw them on somebody?
We research them on the internet, but it's kind of up to you when you come in.
Have you ever had to tell a client, look, this means exit only,
It says chicken soup. It's not like, Mighty Warrior.
Dove love. Sorry, squirrel.
Well, I mean, I'm guessing you do cover-ups of stuff like that,
Yeah,
right?
we do cover-ups, a lot of mistakes, but, it's
Yeah.
part of it, man.
So one of the things that intrigued me is, Dave, you were right. Last week when we mentioned Mr. Paul,
I was right?
You were right. And you see, I recognized it too, that they were at New Orleans Comic Con, the MightyCon event, and tell me about this random tattoo thing.
Okay, so it's an old bubblegum machine, but we have the little containers in it. You crack them open, and there's little random tattoo designs in there, and they're about palm size. They're worth about $120 to $160. You pay $60, you spin the thing, and you just get a random tattoo.
I told you, I knew it. It's like half price, man. So like I've got my Imperial tattoo. It's like 20 some odd years old. Probably needs to get touched up. But I was this close to putting my money in there because I have no idea why I don't have a Decepticon tattoo. I have no idea why I don't.
Yeah.
So I guess at some point that's gonna have to change.
Yeah, no, maybe after the show we can go get tattoos.
No, Game of Thrones.
All right.
Come on, you know nothing, Jon Snow.
All right, sometime this week we'll go get tattoos.
All right, that just sounds really weird. I'm not getting matching tattoos with you, okay?
No, you got to get the Decepticons. Maybe I'll get the Autobots.
No, you and I will never talk again. Jesus. You're killing
That's
me,
cool.
Smalls. You're
No.
killing me.
So, I mean,
So how many cons do you do that a lot, or was this your first, brainchild to do that? Because I love the idea because, it's I don't know, it's a new idea, and I appreciate new stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun. We try to take every opportunity we can to get into stuff like that just because that's our world, and those people, when they realize that we're on that same level, it makes them want to be tattooed by us even more because they know we're passionate about it too, so.
Yeah.
You're going to get a good-looking Decepticon tattoo as opposed to, I've seen it once or twice.
Yeah, no doubt.
I know who Bumblebee is.
Oh, jeez. Right. Well, did you get to go to Wizard World when Chris 51 was here? Did you see those guys set up?
They do the I forget what they call that tour, but it's a handful of tattoo artists are from around the country who all kind of inspired by the same thing. And they tour. They do a lot of different conventions. I wish I could remember the name of that group.
It was a crew of like 5-10 people. Yeah,
it was a big,
huge.
Yeah, and they tour the country just tattooing at Comic-Cons and stuff like that. If I had the time, I'd do it too. But like owning the shop and having to be here, it's.
Well, is that difficult for you, like setting up a show? Obviously, everything's convenient when you're in your own shop.
Yeah.
So when you're out on the road doing this stuff, how's that work out?
It can conflict with scheduling, but being able to just close down for a weekend and just let our clientele know that we're going to be around the corner or we're going to be out of town, people understand.
Yeah. No, that's cool.
We even get people that travel out to conventions to get tattooed by us at the convention itself.
Oh, no way, huh?
Yeah, if people are going anywhere, they're like, I'll be there, we'll get tattooed.
Sweet.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Let's see. I guess
what's next on the schedule though for you?
Well, we were just talking about Big Easy Con, so
yeah,
nice.
We need to get him hooked up with that. See if he can get out there because that'd be cool.
Yeah.
So I guess we have to ask some of the really important questions. Marvel or DC?
Ooh, that's a tough one. Can I say Batman and X-Men?
Okay, that's fine. We'll give you both. All right.
I can't split it.
Have you seen Endgame yet?
No.
No, you haven't seen Endgame. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. Well, it's no spoilers episode, right? We're
I was going to say, Game of Thrones or Walking Dead, but we already know it's Game of Thrones.
Yeah. Right.
Easy question. So, hey, I don't know why I'm so fascinated by the bubblegum tattoo thing.
Yeah.
What if you don't want it? Like if I got the Autobots,
Okay.
I would just go punch Brian in the face. It would be apropos to nothing. I'd just be like, karma has smoked me with the Autobots.
So
can I change it?
Yeah, it's $60 for the first spin, and it's $20 for every spin afterwards.
Okay.
And then if you come with friends and you each get different ones and you decide like we want to swap, we'll let you swap. No extra charge. It's fun, more than anything else.
That's cool.
Yeah.
All right, we are getting close to a commercial break. So how can folks, find you out on social media, all that good stuff?
Yeah, we're on Instagram, Facebook. It's just Galactic Tattoo. Both, and that's pretty much it. It's 3427 Houma Boulevard in Metairie, or you can just look us up on the internet.
They're right close to Plus One Gaming in Independence Mall.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Well, I don't know where you're at.
Yeah,
All right, awesome.
yeah, right around the corner.
I need to get over there too.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, cool. Well, Chris, thanks so much for coming in and telling us about your shop and.
You do like Facebook Live when you're doing this stuff too?
Sometimes we've been talking about doing that, the live streaming stuff. People tend to get into it.
Yep.
All
right, guys, stay tuned. When we get back, we're going to have our boy Skungy in his pick of the week. You're listening to The Week in Geek on News Talk 99.5 WRNO.
ProSe Productions is a leading independent publisher on the cutting edge of new pulp and genre fiction today. At ProSe Productions, you'll find fiction featuring fast-paced action and adventure, larger-than-life protagonists, over-the-top characters, and tight yet extravagant plots. ProSe specializes in prose books, anthologies, audiobooks, and more. Go to prose-press.com to find our monthly release schedule and more info about our great titles. ProSe Productions is your first-rate publisher of new pulp fiction today.
This Memorial Day weekend, join the Week in Geek at MobiCon, May 24th to the 26th at the Renaissance Mobile Riverview Plaza Hotel. Enjoy gaming, panels, shopping, an artist alley, charity auction, cosplay contest, as well as a cosplay parade and a pub crawl through downtown Mobile. Or meet some of this year's amazing guests, like cosplayers Alice Infinity Cosplay, Blue Knight Cosplay, Rikativity, and Tecton Props. For more information, go to mobilecomiccon.org. That's mobilecomiccon.org.
Welcome back to The Week in Geek, your source for geek and pop culture news that's trending now. Like them on Facebook at The Week in Geek Radio Show. Here are your hosts, D Squared and Brian Held.
Welcome back into The Week in Geek, your source for geek and pop culture news that's trending now. I'm your host, D Squared, along with
Brian Held.
All right, Brian, it's your favorite part of the show.
Fantastic.
That's not it. That actually probably is our favorite part of the show. But here's your favorite part.
All right.
I am not what you would call a handsome man.
Skungy's Pick of the Week is brought to you by GameStop and ThinkGeek.com.
Skungy's Pick of the Week.
He might be an idiot savant.
Skungy, what's shaking, bacon?
I see you trying to get rid of me to put a second Top Nerd News segment in. I see how it is.
That's exactly what it is. But technically, you fall under Top Nerd News because this is a brand new game you're talking about. Look at that segue.
I know.
Yes, indeed.
And what are we talking about, Skungy?
We're talking about Mortal Kombat 11.
All right.
Yes,
Get over
I
here.
did say that right. 11. This series started, can you believe it, 27 years ago.
Oh, God, I'm so old. All right. Well, go ahead.
Well, no, it was 27 years ago that it originally came out to the arcades and enraged parents all over the world.
Look, I got into a fight on Facebook with some tool about, night shows up 1992 with the original Mortal Kombat, and then, then shows the current 11.
Right.
I'm like, I'll take 92 any day of the week.
Why?
Because that's the original, man. It's awesome. It's great. Shut up.
You don't like updated graphics?
3 was better than the original.
Oh, my God. Look,
all right. Well, regardless of all the nostalgia.
Fight.
Tell me about why is Mortal Kombat 11 so special, Skungy?
Well, number one, it's made it to 11. A lot of game series don't make it that long.
Okay.
It's endured the test of time, and there's been a lot of bad entries in this series. But the last 3, 9, 10, and now 11, they have turned around the 2D fighting genre, and they brought it back to 2D because originally they tried to do that stupid 3D, and it just didn't work.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Back to 2D, it feels like a classic Mortal Kombat. Now, this game is by far, I'm just going to say it right now, is the best game that NetherRealm has made.
Oh, wow. Okay, those are big words.
Both words.
It is, well, it's both. I mean, it's better than Injustice 2, which up until this point, Injustice 2 was their best one. But this one is just, it takes the cake. It's, for one thing, it's slower than the last Mortal Kombat, which I actually think is a good thing. It makes it for more tactic-based fighting because
instead of button mashing,
you want to think the button mashing. You could still button mash, and you can still win if you button mash. But once you learn the intricacies of a character and combos and reversals and counters and how to use your meters, it changes the complete game.
Yeah, I was one of the problems I always had with these fighting games. Like, every character has 437 moves to them and stuff, and you've got to know, like...
Shang Tsung was the best, man. Shang Tsung.
Dude, I'd get, 3 down for any one character, and I'd be like, that's the best I can do.
Well, that's why what they call maining a character. That means you have one character that you really like, and you try to find out everything you can about that character, his combos, his special moves, his timing. And that's the thing.
His animalities.
Their fatalities are,
brutalities
in this one. They don't have the babalities or the friendships.
Oh, boo. All right, I'm out.
Sorry. But, like I said, you learn the intricacies of these characters, and the tutorial on this thing is probably one of the most robust tutorials of any fighting game I've ever seen. They will go into not only telling you how to just, perform special moves, but it'll tell you how to start combos, what kind of moves you can use to start a combo. Frame rate data. It goes down to the frame rate. It takes so many frames of animation to start this attack. So it's very, very in-depth.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's cool. So you basically, they're trying to help you get the most out of the game.
Absolutely.
Well, now here's the other question, Skungy. So my son DJ was playing it on putting it on Mixer, the streaming kind of like Twitch. So there's also a campaign sort of thing where you're going around through the cemetery. I forgot what the hell it was because they had the cemetery in the last one.
Okay. That is not actually campaign. That's called the Crypt.
Okay, all right.
That's not a campaign. Now, what this is,
but it's got games and puzzles, though, right?
They've got a couple of puzzles where, the Crypt is where you go in and you spend the in-game currency that you've earned, like coins and gems that you've earned in the game,
right,
to unlock different things like extra fatalities for characters, skins for characters, gears, and stuff like that. So you're going around and they have these chests randomly strewed throughout the game, throughout this Crypt. And there are certain puzzles that you do that will unlock a chest that's hidden behind this wall.
That's right. Okay, yeah, because I saw him trying to put together a skeleton thing that kept spinning around, and he was trying to get it right. And I'm screaming at his feed, going, "No, hit the other one!" But he couldn't hear me.
Well, the problem with this Crypt is, in the previous Mortal Kombat games, they've had kind of like a grid system. Like this particular tombstone is X75, you know, and that particular crypt or that particular chest would hold something specific, like it held this skin or this fatality. Now it's completely random.
I mean, I don't know. I guess I don't really have a problem with that. I mean,
if you're trying to find the fatalities for all the characters,
I mean, you gotta be a completionist. Good on them for turning people into completionists.
Oh, no. So each character has 60 skins, Dave.
So
each
completionist
character has 90 pieces of gear.
Oh, that's so great. That's like OCD heaven right there for me.
Right.
But it will take you forever to get enough coins to try to find all this stuff. Therein lies the cryptocurrency.
Oh, dun, dun.
All right, microtransactions then, right?
Microtransactions, yes, which a lot of people are getting upset about the microtransactions in this game. Now, the good thing is that it doesn't affect gameplay in any way, shape, or form. It's all cosmetic.
Okay.
I see.
It's not going to make it better or whatnot.
Yeah, no, that's fair. So I'm guessing, Skungy, that you have your basic fighting mode. There's probably some story mode, and then there's this crit thing you're talking about. And are there other modes of play?
Oh yeah, absolutely. They have the online mode where you can play with a bunch of where you can play with against people in rank matches or casual matches, and then they have these things called the tower.
Yeah,
and that's where you're going to unlock a lot of the currency that you can use in the crypt. And these things are hard. Like, there are stipulations to a match where you're playing against somebody who has double health and a sidekick and projectiles are raining from the top of the screen throughout the entire match, and you have to win.
Yeah, towers are fun. I was watching my son pull his hair out playing. He's like, rockin' frackin' wrestling. I can't tell you how many times I hear the word fudge in like 20 minutes.
Yeah. No, that's
a lot.
But they have a bunch of them, and if one's too hard, they have new ones that pop up like every hour.
So I'm guessing that this begs the question, why, if I have Mortal Kombat 10, why do I need 11? Well, what's the big difference?
Well, if you like the story continues directly from the end of 10 to 11.
All right.
Which, if you're picking up 11, I'm going to say, and you can't remember the story of 9 or 10, go to Wiki and just read the story, because this doesn't give you any lead in. It's like, here you go, you're starting the game on the story.
All right.
I hope you remember what happened.
Okay. All right, that's fair.
But that being said, there are some new characters involved. And what I said at the very beginning of it, it's a slower, more methodical game. I think gameplay-wise, it is the best Mortal Kombat that's been made.
Listen to you.
All right. Well,
that's
cool.
Now, when it comes to fighting games, yes. For somebody who's not involved in fighting games, is not like hardcore in them, there isn't that much difference from one fighting game to the next, like one version of Mortal Kombat to another. But for somebody who's really involved in it, who really likes it, they're going to see the difference in this one and be really, really pleased with it.
Like the storyline. I mean, I know. I don't know. Should I say spoiler alert for some of this stuff? Like things that people that I've seen and my kid has seen in the crypt. Like,
well, I mean, do you really want to give it away?
The crypt really doesn't have too much with the story. The crypt has stuff from the old Mortal Kombat.
Yeah,
nothing to do really with the new.
Goro is dead.
Okay.
Like that. I'm very depressed by that.
All right.
And you find his corpse down there.
All right.
I'm very put out by that.
I think it was X he died.
What was it?
Yeah, no, it was. I think it might have been 9 that he died.
Here, let's check my son's feed real quick because he's streaming right now.
Oh.
Yep, there he is. All right. So.
All right, Skungy, we're getting close to a commercial break. What are the price and platforms on this one?
All right, so it's going to be $59.99. There is a premium edition available that comes with the DLC Combat Pack. That's $100. Now, the DLC Combat Pack comes with 6 playable characters, 7 extra character skins, and some gear. Here's the thing. There have been rumors about who's been announced for it. You've got Shang Tsung, and it's from the gentleman who played the actor in the movie is actually the voice and likeness of Shang Tsung.
Yes, nice.
And then awesome. Ash Williams from
that?
Evil Dead.
No, Ash.
Oh, wow.
Ash?
Yeah.
Yes, he is. He has been rumored to him. The Terminator and Joker are 3 that have been rumored to be on the Combat Pass. So you can get that separately for $40, but if you get the premium, it's $100. The game itself is just $60, and it's available right now on the Xbox One and the PS4. I believe it's on the dirty PC, but I really just don't pay attention to that.
What's the cost on that cryptocurrency you mentioned?
So you could get just they've got just regular prices like $10, $20, $50. They get you these time crystals, that you can use in the game.
Okay.
You can buy them either at a store or you can buy them directly from the main menu of the game.
All right, that's fair. All right, what are you bringing us next week, Skungy? Do you know yet?
Next week we're going to be reviewing Sony's single-player hot title for this year, Days Gone.
Oh, okay. Good deal.
It's they're exclusive, so it's going to be what they're banking on until the end of the year when the other stuff comes out.
All right. Well, I'm sure you want to get back to Jazz Fest, so get the hell out of here.
I'm not doing Jazz Fest. Game of Thrones is on in an hour or so.
Yes.
Okay, fair enough.
Amen to that, brother.
Good deal. All right, thanks, Skungy.
It's 82 minutes, Skungy, so it's going to be a long night. Look, gird your loins. A lot of people are going to die. It's going to be like Mortal Kombat.
Yes, there you go.
Exactly. Later, bruh.
Later, guys.
Guys, stay tuned. When we get back, we're going to close out the show as we always do with This Week in Geek History. You're listening to The Week in Geek on News Talk 99.5 WRNO. All right, gang, couple of things that we forgot to mention. Of course, May 3rd is our 6-year anniversary next weekend.
We're old.
We are. And then on May 4th, of course, International Star Wars Day and Free Comic Book Day at the same time. Bang. You and I are going to be out at BSI Comics 3030 Severn in Metairie. Come stop by and see us. We got plenty of swag. And our guest, Chris Paul from Galactic Tattoo, is also having a May 4th event all day, noon to 9, and he's going to have the bubblegum machine running.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, so May 4th, plenty of nerd activity. Come and see us.
Boldly going where no bar has gone before. The Bad Wolf is a bar, restaurant, and game shop all in one. You can't beat our specialty drinks, fresh food, and a variety of RPGs, board games, and miniature games for sale or rent. Stop by and hang out or attend one of our regularly scheduled events, all in a non-smoking environment. The Bad Wolf Bar and Grill is located at 2010 O'Connor Street in Gretna, or find us at badwolfbar.com. The Bad Wolf Bar and Grill, where everybody knows your game. You've waited for it, and now it's here. Get your very own Week in Geek Radio Show t-shirt and help support our show. These 100% cotton black t-shirts with the Week in Geek Radio Show logo are going fast. So don't wait. Go to twigradio.com and order your shirt now. Just go to twigradio.com and get your very own Week in Geek Radio Show t-shirt. $15 up to XL, $17 for 2X and 3X. That's twigradio.com.
NOLA Gaming Fest, June 14th through the 16th at NOLA Motorsports in Avondale. We'll have all-day tournaments with your favorite games like Apex Legends, Super Smash Bros., Street Fighter, and more. Tabletop will be included too, featuring events from Magic the Gathering, HeroClix, and a host of demos to jump into. Casual, retro, VR gaming available all weekend with plenty of artists and vendor booths. Don't miss NOLA Gaming Fest, June 14th through the 16th at NOLA Motorsports. Check out iglfoundation.com for more info.
Do you have a message or logo that you need the world to see? Then rely on the folks at Gretna Signworks to use their expertise to deliver your design. With over 15 years in business, Gretna Signworks can do commercial and yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, magnetic signs, vehicle graphics and lettering, and so much more. Gretna Signworks also has an exceptional network of suppliers, so no job is out of scope. Find Gretna Signworks on Facebook or visit them at 2125 Bell Chase Highway today.
Pro Se Productions is a leading independent publisher on the cutting edge of new pulp and genre fiction today. At Pro Se Productions, you'll find fiction featuring fast-paced action and adventure, larger-than-life protagonists, over-the-top characters, and tight yet extravagant plots. Pro Se specializes in prose books, anthologies, audiobooks, and more. Go to prose-press.com to find our monthly release schedule and more info about our great titles. Pro Se Productions is your first-rate publisher of new pulp fiction today.
Now, back to the Week in Geek on News Talk 99.5 WRNO with David D. Squared and Brian Held. Tell your friends. Tell your enemies. Yeah, you'll definitely want to tell your enemies.
Welcome back. This is The Week in Geek, your source for geek and pop culture news that's trending now. I'm D Squared along with
Brian Held.
Now, as always, we want to strongly urge you to check out the Facebook page, facebook.com/The Week in Geek. Check out our website at twigradio.com. Follow us on Twitter at Twig Radio and the Instagram's The Week in Geek. Now, Brian, how can people listen to this lovely show?
Well, if you missed any part of tonight's show or you want to catch your favorite part again, you can always find us on Spreaker.com or download Spreaker for your smartphone or tablet. We're also on iTunes, YouTube, Google Play, Stitcher, Spotify, the iHeartRadio app,
and your mama's house.
There you go.
This week in Geek History.
We're sending you back to the future!
Yes! Oh my God!
This Week in Geek History is brought to you by Jezebel Johnston, Devil's Handmaid by Nancy Hansen, read by Brian Held. Available on Amazon, Audible, and iTunes. This Week in Geek History.
Yes! Oh my gosh!
Da-na-na, da-na-na, wow. All right, Brian, what's stopping us off?
First thing out of the gate, I'm not going to make a guess.
Oh,
this
thanks.
is on April 22nd, 1953.
I was just a wee laddie.
Yes, this was released by 20th Century Fox and directed by William Cameron Menzies.
Okay.
That's the guy's name.
Sure.
Starring Jimmy Hunt, Helena Carter, author Franz Morris Ackram, Leif Erikson, right? Like it's Vikings in here, and Hillary Brooke.
Wait a minute. That sounds familiar. Is it Eric the Red?
No. It's actually Invaders from Mars. It was. Let's see. A boy discovers that. Yeah, that's the guy's name. A boy discovers space aliens are taking over the minds of Earthlings. So
I prefer Spaced Invaders. That was the one with the little green guy, and the little old guy with his little town hat. I forgot what he had. It was like the town patrol or whatever.
Right.
So stupid.
No, it's a good one.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Spaced Invaders.
All right.
What's next?
April 23rd, 2005. Was the date that the very first YouTube video was uploaded. Yeah.
What? Was that the stupid one where he went to the zoo?
Yes, it was founder Jawed Karam went to the San Diego Zoo and he titled it Me at the Zoo. Yes.
Whoa, breaking news. He went to the zoo.
Yeah.
I'm sure he could have, God.
What?
Nothing. I'm just where we have gone. Like, at least I was somewhat cultured what he did.
Yeah.
And now you got people taking videos of their food or them, doing the cocoa challenge or eating Tide Pods.
The cinnamon challenge.
Right.
Yeah,
Just go to the zoo.
Right.
Go to the zoo.
But there's plenty.
Go to the museum.
Plenty of great stuff, especially the whole YouTube University thing. I mean, I love watching tutorial videos and stuff.
Well, yeah, that's probably the low minority of things people use YouTube for.
Yeah. All right, let's see. April 24th, 1984. Apple introduces the Apple IIc, their answer to a portable machine. It was 7.5 pounds. It had a 1.023 megahertz processor, 128 kilobytes of RAM, and it was only $1,295.
Wow, that's a great price.
Yeah. Built-in floppy and expansion ports.
Floppy. You said floppy.
Yeah. Closed system, you couldn't expand it, but
what?
It was meant to be ready to go out of the box. You didn't have to build it like those old original Apples.
Oh,
yeah.
You didn't really have to build it. You just put it together.
No, like the old computers, the first computers, you had to solder that stuff, dude.
I don't remember that.
Oh, yeah, like the whole...
How old are you? Jesus.
I can read, Dave. I read.
Sure. In my day, we soldered our computers. I duct taped an abacus to mine.
Oh, God. Oh, this is off the rails already. April 25th, 1939. DC Comics debuts what will become its second major superhero, Batman, in issue 27 of Detective Comics.
Ooh.
Yes. So.
And where are we now?
The
Batfleck.
Yeah, because hey, Batman had a gun originally. Remember that?
I do, and he used it to great effect in Justice League or Dawn of Justice.
Right,
murdering bastard. Hey, wait, hold on. Let's check in on DJ's live feed.
Oh,
Yep, he's still doing it. All right, he's still streaming.
Terrible. All right, April 26th, 1999. Nintendo releases Super Smash Brothers for the Nintendo 64 in the U.S. And, I'm amazed. I mean, we're talking 20 years ago. And Super Smash Brothers is still such a big deal in kind of esports now.
Dude, it is, man. Like even LSU esports up there in Baton Rouge, man. That's one of their go-to games that they use a lot. And NOLA Game Fest, which is going to be taking place June 14th, right?
Yeah, 14th through the 16th at NOLA Motorsports. Yeah, they're going to have plenty of Smash Brothers action going on, definitely.
Yeah, let's see what I did
there. I noticed that. Yeah, actually, I went and took a site visit out there today.
Really? Yeah. Dude, I was out there for a banquet just like a month ago. I mean, there's so many uses for this place.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a little, it's not hard to get to once you get out there. I mean, it's pretty easy to get out there, but it's huge, man. It's huge. Ride the go-karts. The go-karts, just so you know.
Last item on my history list is April 28th, 1998. And I put this in here because of the recent trailer that came out, but Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah is released to VHS as its premiere to the U.S. and Canada.
Well, I don't know.
What?
Nothing. We can talk about it later.
Okay. Did you like the trailer?
I did.
Okay.
I did. I mean, we just didn't bring it up in Top Nerd News.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, we got a couple of minutes, though. I mean, but look, they bring everybody in it. I mean, I like how we got shafted in the last movie. I mean, every time you thought there was going to be a fight, you were watching Godzilla destroy a town, they would cut away, and then you just see the destruction or path of where Godzilla walked through the town.
That sounds like somebody was trying to cut budgets.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know how they managed to get a second one made, but man, this one looks great. And did you see the trailer with the one in Japan where they used anime music in it?
No.
Oh my God, it is bad. I mean, it changes the whole tone of it.
But I tried to get HBO Now has 4 or 5 minutes of a scene content that just released, and I tried to watch that before the show. I didn't get through all of it. I got distracted.
It looks good. It looks. I'm actually more excited about this one than any of the other ones.
Yeah. So. All right, birthdays on the 22nd, Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Yeah.
On the 23rd, John Cena.
You can't see me.
Uh-huh.
I'm doing the hand gesture for radio because that really works.
Right. Apparently, he's the doctor of thugonomics. I guess whatever.
Look, he's actually not so. I watched him in Blockers, Chicken Blockers, and he was pretty good, man. He was really good.
Right.
He's reminded me of The Rock.
Okay.
I haven't seen Bumblebee yet, so I can't give you a full.
All right.
Late rundown of his, thespian skills.
Right. On the 24th, Joe Carey, he played Steve Harrington in Stranger Things.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. On the 25th, Gina Torres, she Firefly, Angel, all that. 26th, Tom Welling. He was played Clark Kent in Smallville.
Oh, yeah, I remember him. That was a good show.
Oh, yeah.
I liked the Lex Luthor in that show.
Oh, yeah. And then finally on the 27th, Jenna Louise Coleman. Of course, Clara from Doctor Who.
Oh, yeah.
Which stayed way too long, but yeah.
Amen, brother.
So you're going to ask me who do I have booked for next week?
I was going to, but it seems like you're stalling. So I just want to remind people to like us on Facebook at facebook.com/The Weekend Geek. All right, what's up, Brian?
So I am trying to book, it's almost booked already, is Valak Sykes. He is like a prop maker in the industry down here, and I've been told that he has stories for days. We might have to do extra content with him.
Stories for days?
Yeah, just his time in the industry and all kind of crazy stuff. So I'm looking forward to having him in.
All right.
Good deal.
Come on, you dirty apes. You want to live forever?
You know what to do. Service guaranteed citizenship.
Would you like to know more?
Yes.
All right, guys. Till next time, keep your nerd flag raised high.
GFL.
Walton and Johnson, making mornings great on News Talk 99.5 WRNO FM, New Orleans. An iHeart radio station.